All right, race fans, welcome to TurnLeftTV. You ready for some high-speed action tonight? Let's step on the gas.
All right, race fans, welcome to Kansas Speedway. This is TurnLeftTV, and I'm your host, Heath Johnson. The High Octane Racing League Buschwackers Series finishes out the season at Kansas Speedway. Oh, Dorothy would be happy, huh? Is there going to be a tornado? It's hot. Let's Kansas tonight. It's going to be a fun one, man. Great mile-and-a-half track hitting these guys in the face. 100 laps, and this is going to be fast and furious. And of course, it is live right here on TurnLeftTV. Little Kansas Speedway here tonight. 10 races in the books after tonight. Race number 10. 100 laps here tonight, and hang on, it's going to be a great one. Get some word that there may be some sound setting issues here. We'll take care of that hopefully real quick. Get some word that I sound echoey. So let me know if you hear any funkiness in the microphone settings. Hopefully we're okay. Somebody will let me know. Check, check. How's this one sound? How's this one sound? Sound all right? Still echoey, huh? Check. How about this, man? Does this sound echoey? Emmy and Yesenia are here. How about that? Checking the microphone here, making sure that doesn't sound too echoey. I'm getting some word that it does. All right, we got it fixed. My God. Man, I tell you what, you go away for a little bit, come back after 4 or 5 days, and it's a hot mess in here. All right. Oh, my God. I think we're back. At one little setting, one little box that needed to be clicked. All right, this is Buschwackers Series tonight, race number 10, 100 laps. It's Kansas.
I'm your broadcaster, commentator, Heath Johnson. Again, thanks so much for coming in and joining us here. And we have about 3 minutes left to go in the practice session. This is the final race of the season. We will crown the champion after tonight's race. Got a big field here tonight, so this could be a big shakeup. Might come down to the last lap. Tonight's race is brought to you by EliteHostingUSA.com. If you're interested in an rFactor 2 server, please give EliteHostingUSA.com a look. Not only that, but also online store hosting, WordPress hosting. If you're interested in a website, EliteHostingUSA.com has the website for you. That's where we host our website, HighOctaneRacing.net. Please visit us over there. Like to join us, you can join our Discord. There's a good quick link there button for you. Also, who's running what throughout the week, man? You can see that up at the top there, the rFactor 2 times link. You know what's going on there with folks and the times they're running throughout the week in the servers. Also, all the point standings, access, quick access there. HighOctaneRacing.net. Good way to get a hold of us there. I want to say thank you so much for coming in and joining us here on TurnLeftTV. Peace out there to everybody. Please hit that thumbs up button and don't forget to smash the subscribe button if you haven't already done so. And also tickle the bell. Not that earlier. I don't know, man. I got all these got all these action verbs, I guess. But hey, thanks so much for coming in. Peace to everybody out there. And don't forget you can share my videos with all your friends. Hit the thumbs up button. Share my videos. And please go down to the link of the description of this race and follow that over to the Fanatec website and help me out here at TurnLeft TV. If you'd like to make a donation to TurnLeft TV, you can make a donation straight through PayPal going way up there, right there. And click on that. Please donate to my channel button, and I really appreciate that. All those folks who do donate. Love the hat, Yesenia says. How about that? Some chatters coming in here. I miss you kids too. That doesn't mean that I want the weekend to go more quickly. I want it to go really, really slowly. And I think I speak for everybody who's going to go back to work on Monday or go back to school on Monday. Hope this weekend goes slowly. Good rest in. You guys are getting ready to go to the qualification session. Don't forget, we got some great racing headed your way this weekend. And that is kicking it off not only with tonight in the final race of the Buschwackers Series season, but also on Saturday afternoon at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we will be at Richmond International for race number 6 in the Saturday Showdown Series. This is a fun series, and I think you're going to enjoy the broadcast. It'll be live right here on TurnLeft TV, and that's coming up at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time tomorrow. And don't forget, tomorrow night at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we'll be at Chicagoland Speedway, 120 laps, race number 8 of the season in the Saturday Night Thunder. A great series. It's been going on for 21 years. We'll be at Chicagoland tomorrow night. If you want to beat up on the broadcaster, I get out of the broadcast booth, get in the car, drive some laps here with these guys, see if I can't hold the mustard. Last week it wasn't so pretty for me. But nonetheless, very fun. I have a lot of fun. I've been racing off and on in this series. Actually, when we first started keeping points back in NASCAR 4, we were racing in this series on Saturday nights. We started just doing some pickup races on a Saturday night. Went to full-fledged season racing and competition racing. You know, it was a lot of fun back then in 2001, and it's still a lot of fun today, 21 years later. Take a look at the 30 car here. This is Christian Wilson in his qualification attempt. Tell Yesenia that the Lady Hoosiers play tomorrow night. Play UConn. That is going to be a tough game, man. Representing all those Indiana fans out there. Tell you what, man, their girls basketball team is legit. They got their work cut out for them tomorrow playing UConn. Take a look at the Gilmar Peixoto. His qualification attempt. This 8X machine. Do we have two 8Xs out there? Oh. Grover in a 9X. There we go. Gilmar Peixoto right now 10th on the grid at 8X machine, looking to try to move up. Todd Robillard, top time here, 29.998. Peixoto trying to cut into that. Got a little bit of work to do. Peixoto with that second lap, 30.553, right now 11th on the grid. Archie Vieta in the 4 car in his qualification attempt. Now Vieta shown 12th on the grid with that first lap. Down to the inside, legal in qualifications. Vieta up to 3rd on the grid with a 30.064. Now Claudio Bardelli Jr. in this 91 car. You know he's going to be fast here. I would say probably a top 5 run here, although look at that top 5. We got some solid drivers up there. We'll see what Claudio Bardelli Jr. is able to rack up here in this 2-lap qualification attempt. Off the final turn through the tri-oval area here for the 91. 30.140, 7th on the grid. A little bit of work to do on this second lap for Bardelli Jr. Down to the inside, again, legal in qualifications. 30.079 up to 6th. That was pretty close. 6th on the grid. We still, Givaldo's finished up his qualification attempt. Looks like everybody, I believe, who may be going out has gone out. I don't see Dana Grover going out here. Jesus Iglesias in the 22 now going out. The 22 waiting until the last bit to go out. This Orange Crush sponsored machine. Jesus Iglesias. We call him Barbecue. He's been fast, man. I'll tell you. So keep your eye on this 22 car here tonight. Coming off the final turn here, down the front stretch. See what this first lap is for the 22. 30.274 up to 12th on the grid. You saw that the second lap seems to be a little bit faster on most of these guys, so expect a little bit better time here on this second lap out of Jesus, assuming he stays out of the wall. Jesus backs off. Let's see, gets a 12th place. Looks like that second lap was not as fast there for Jesus. So it looks like Dana Grover now going out. Waiting a little bit for Dana Grover in the 9X machine. Jesus 12th place qualification tip. Can Dana Grover here move up? We'll see here. 30.174, Dana Grover up to 8th. At first lap. How about lap number 2? This Toyota pretty fast here in qualification trip. Dana Grover in the 9X machine. Looks like only going to do one qualification lap, so Dana Grover going to be satisfied with an 8th place starting position. So good run there for Dana. Good top 10 qualification effort. Todd Robillard looks like Todd Robillard will get the pole position, so congratulations to him. Let's take a look at the track here at Kansas. Mile and a half, 2.4 kilometer. Call this a tri-oval. Those cookie cutters. Banking in the turns, 17 to 20 degrees. Progressive banking down the front stretch at 9 to 11 degrees. That's where that tri-oval area is at. Be very careful through there. Back stretch at 5 degrees of banking. Right now, these guys are going through the drivers' meeting. That gives us a good chance to announce the schedule for the next season, and the next season starts next week. Lucas Oil Raceway, great short track there in Indianapolis, Indiana, kicking off the season on April Fool's Day. Martinsville Speedway, 150 laps there, the second race of the season. You see a couple short tracks hitting you right in the face when we get to Chicagoland on April the 15th. Talladega up on April the 22nd. See Dover and Darlington, some very tough tire tracks there on April the 29th and May 6th, respectively. So right there, smack dab in the middle of that schedule. And then we head to Memphis on May the 13th. Texas Motor Speedway in Charlotte, of course, 2 cookie cutters there. 2 mile-and-a-halfers coming up on 20th and 27th of May. And then final race of the season will be Gateway Raceway on June the 3rd. So we've got, looking at about 5 tracks there. So Lucas Oil, Chicagoland, Memphis, and I guess 4 tracks, Gateway, all Midwestern tracks. So a little bit of a Midwestern flavor to this schedule this season. And of course, you start thinking about some of these other tracks like Texas and Charlotte. They're right back to back. You got a couple very similar mile-and-a-half courses, although Charlotte's quite bumpy, headed your way there in that 2-week span. And of course, we're going to be running with, unless something happens to keep us from doing this, we'll be running the new Darlington Raceway on May the 6th. So that'll be an interesting one. All new setups, new configuration there with Mark Schreiner redoing that track, and it's going to be an excellent one, I think. So a couple key tracks, Dover and Darlington, headed your way on the middle of the season that are going to be really, really tough. And don't forget about Talladega, man. That's going to attract a bunch of drivers, so that should be a fun one. So that's the season coming up here in the Buschwacker Series. We'll take a look at the qualification results here tonight at Kansas. Todd Robillard with a 29.998, the only driver below 30. Chris Hughes qualifies second, Archie Vieira third. Lucas Simford qualifies in the fourth position. Paul Brown fifth. Look at the top five there, man. Chris Hughes, how about that qualification attempt for him? That effort there is landing himself in the second position. He's been out here practicing, so it shows. And that 7 car is going to start in the second position. You see Claudio Bardelli Jr., Craig Marizon, Dana Grover with a good qualification effort starting in the 8th position. Sean Jacobs 9th. Christian Wilson will start in the 10th position. Starting in the 11th position will be Tim Lansbury in the 82. Thiago Gomez starts in 12th in that 7X machine. Jesus Iglesias 13th. Givaldo Spendola qualifies in the 14th position. John Stanley 15th. Preston Hassel will qualify in 16th. And Joe Marcosciotto qualifies in the 17th position. That's your qualification results here tonight at Kansas. Again, thanks so much for coming in and joining us here on TurnLeft TV. Good luck to everybody out there tonight. Let's get this party started. About 5 minutes left in the warm-up session. Again, thanks so much for coming in and joining us here on TurnLeftTV. Let's take a look at the point standings coming into tonight. That way we'll get an idea of how important this race is going to be. Claudio Bardelli Jr. just has a 6-point lead over Preston Hassel and Tim Lansbury, who are tied for second. Ed Palumbo sits in the 4th position. Paul Brown a little bit out of the hunt there, I think, in 5th. Sean Jenkins sits in 6th position. Waldo Spindola in 7th. Todd Robillard 8th. John Stanley sits in the 9th position coming into tonight. Iago Gomez is 10th. Sitting in the 11th position is Christian Wilson. Argentina is 12th. Jesus Iglesias 13th. Jomar Peixoto 14th. Jim Willis, who's not here tonight, sits 15th in points. Lucas Simper 16th. Chris Hughes 17th. Tony Furtado also not here tonight, 18th in points. Gary Badu 19th and 20th. Craig Marizon. Who got the win last week? Well, that was Paul Brown at Richmond. What a great race that was, man. Had a good field there. 18 drivers joining us. Paul Brown was able to run away with the victory there late in the race. It came down to a little bit of a fuel mileage race, a late race caution. Paul Brown was able to eke out a victory. Bardelli Jr. finished in the 2nd position. Finishing in 3rd is Todd Robillard. Marizon finished 4th, and Dan Richter finished in the 5th position. Just under 3 minutes left to go. Take a look at my keys to the race here tonight. These are the keys to the race: corner, entry, and exit. You can use that high line, and it really feels like you get a slingshot coming off the turn. So remember, corner, entry, and exit. Corner entry gives you the opportunity to have a great exit off the corner. Watch that tri-oval area, man. Things get tight in a hurry. You cannot race below the white line. So things are going to get tight through the tri-oval. Be patient through there. Tire management, man. Save those tires. You're going to have long green flag runs. Save your tires so you can be there at the end of the run. Risk versus reward. That means know when to make those passes, when to take a few risks. Early on may not be the time to do that. And then know when to go. That leads me down there to know when to go. You're going to have to know when to start moving through the field here and picking up positions to get yourself across the start-finish line ahead of those guys, and maybe you can get a victory here. Those are my keys to the race here tonight. And again, thanks so much for joining us here on TurnLeftTV. So it looks like we are about ready to get this baby going here.
Attention grid, all non-essential personnel leave the grid now.
I just got 3 things to say. God bless our troops. God bless America. And gentlemen, start your engine!
All right, here we go. The starting order here tonight at Kansas. Todd Robillard in the 90 starts in P1. Chris Hughes starts in the second position in that 7 car. Archie Vetter will start third. Lucas Simpsoner starts in the 4th position. Starting in 5th will be Paul Brown in the 77. Claudio Bardelli Jr. starts in the 6th position. Craig Marizan will start 7th. Dana Grover starts in the 8th position. Starting in 9th will be Sean Jacobs in the 24. Christian Wilson will start in 10th. Tim Lansbury starts in the 11th position. Tiago Gomez starts in 12th. Starting in the 13th position will be Jesus Iglesias. Givaldo Spindola starts in 14th. John Stanley will start in 15th in that 12 car. Preston Hassel in the 27 starts in the 16th position. And starting in 17th is the 8X of Gilmar Peixoto. Again, thanks so much for coming in here tonight. I'm your broadcaster commentator, Heath Johnson. This is Kansas Speedway. Race number 10, the final race of the season, and we're going to crown the champion at the end of the night here tonight. "17 drivers joining us here, and hopefully we have a good race. You guys got a lot of practice in. Not a really tough track to race here. You just got to learn how to race side by side and realize that not push it too much there on the inside line, because you can really get up into somebody on the outside line there. So it's going to be interesting to see these guys jockey around for lane position. Hayes' car is off. Here we go. It's Kansas here in the Bushwhacker Series. Todd Robillard there out to the lead as a side-by-side battle there for the 2nd position as the 4 car getting by. Chris Hughes in a little bit of a hornet's nest right now. Chris Hughes in that 7 car, he's in a little bit of a hornet's nest as this guy tried to get by him on the bottom side, but he's holding his own there. He's now in 3rd. That outside line already starting to make some moves. Lucas Simpsoner in that 21 car up on the outside line. Paul Brown down low in the 5th position in that 77 car, I should say. The 7 car now going to try to get this spot back. He's down below Archiveta, battling for the 2nd position. Archiveta up on the outside line, so maybe this low line will be working here tonight, but not able to pull off that pass. He's still trying to get around. On board here with Chris Hughes running in the 3rd position. He's got a little bit of a run. Not able to pull it off, so it looks like that outside line right now is the place to be. Paul Brown goes up to the outside line. He wants a little part of this. Going to run that mid to outside. Archiveta clearly up on that outside line, and that 7 car is going to have to figure it out here. He's down on the inside. He's going to start losing positions as this guy's getting figured out. Side by side between the 7 and the 77. Bardelli Jr., our points leader. Craig Marizan battling it out. Bardelli Jr. gets by Marizan as Bardelli Jr. now in that 91 car in 6th. He wants to have a nice, clean night here, man. No mistakes. Get a good finish. He's going to try to close the gap there on that 21. That 7 car still down on that low line, not able to make any inroads here. Good side-by-side battle there as the 7 and the 91 battling it out. And you see that outside line really working. Dana Grover already moved up in that 9X machine. I painted these cars. I should probably know what the number is, but not a lot of guys run the Toyotas. But he's out there making it happen with the Toyota right now, running in the 7th position. Having a good battle there with Chris Hughes. Good side-by-side racing there between the 7 and the 9X. Down to the back of Dana Grover's machine at Chris Hughes. Also Jesus Iglesias. Craig Marizon back there as well. Marizon got a good run here. It looks like the 9X going to the high side now, playing that high line, low line game. Oh, there's contact with the 7 and the 2X. The 7 got into the 2X right there. We saw that happen. Holy smokes. Chris Hughes now dropping position. Trying to get things gathered back up. Chris Hughes was absolutely wrecked right there. Oh my heavens. There might have been contact, huh? Take a look at this review here, hopefully. Right here, found it. That's that 7 car on the inside line. You're going to start drifting up here in the turn and get into that 2X machine. Keeps going north right there, and then 2X came down a little bit too, so maybe they met in the middle there. It does look like that 2X came down, so can't put that entirely on Chris Hughes. Todd Robillard here in the 90, leading the field. Mark DeVietta is in 2nd, Paul Brown 3rd, Lucas Simpner in 4th, Dana Grover up to the 5th position. DeVietta might have gotten into the wall. DeVietta really pushing that car. It looked like he might have gotten into the wall. Coming out of turn 2. Starting to see guys drift a little bit more north there toward the wall. Battle here is Tim Lansbury working the outside of the 7X. 7X is Thiago Gomez. That 82 does get by as the 7X of Thiago Gomez now back to the 11th position. Got a battle here for 2nd as Paul Brown down to the inside. Mark DeVitta's drifting up the high there in that gravel. Paul Brown says if you can really get enough speed on the inside, you can really kind of come off there and almost just barely clear him. May not make that driver behind you very happy, but nonetheless, that is fair racing. IndyCar, our race leader, Todd Robillard. This is the kind of track I think really that does favor Todd's driving style. One of those tracks where you got lane choice, you got long runs potentially, and the 90 is usually pretty good on those long runs. So keep your eye on that 90 car, but more importantly, right now, climbing up the back of the 90 is the 77, Paul Brown. Close it in on that 90 car. Got a lot of practice laps here. He's come prepared. We'll see if he can put that practice in the victory lane. Got to translate into a victory here tonight. Thiago Gomez wanting that position back off of an 82. Tim Lansbury up there in the gravel. He might have got a little contact with the wall, because he's going to lose that position he just gotten from the 7X machine. Tim Lansbury now going to try to slam the door there on Preston Hassel. Preston Hassel in the 27 car, running in the 12th position. Preston Hassel down to the inside. He's now battling Tim Lansbury. That 27 car, AMD sponsor machine, that Ford put that other Ford behind him in that 82. Hassel now picks up that spot. Don Jacobs here making some moves on the 2X machine. Don Jacobs down to the inside here on lap 15. This 24 car starting to look a little racy. They got a traffic jam up here. Look at this, man. This is a battle. Don Jacobs got a heck of a run here late in this run as these guys have used up their stuff a little bit. And he's behind Claudio Bardelli Jr. He's trying to figure out which way to go. But look at this. This is a mess. Jacobs to the inside. The 91 going to leave it open. They're going to go 3 wide right there. They are 3 wide. You got to be really careful here in the tri-oval about 3 wide. They're still 3 wide. 3 Camaros right there. Bardelli Jr. backs off. He's seeing championship implications here. Championship implications. We see those guys battling it out. Great racing here. Dana Grover in this mix. This is trial by fire right now. Dana Grover in the 9X having a great battle now with this 24. He's weaving his way through traffic. Don Jacobs is moving. He is on the move right now in that 24 car. He's gotten around. Dana Grover now seeing that 24 out of his windshield. Behind, he's got a dogfight for the 91. Also, Wax machine in this mix. Not too much about the 21 car who's up there in the hunt now. Lucas Simfeter in the 21 now in this mix. Great battling here. The 90 leading the field, the 77 all over the back of him, and the 21 also there as well. That's 1, 2, 3. Robillard, Brown, and Simfeter. 24 car has gotten around those guys and gotten away a little bit, and this is an absolute mess right now. This is by far the best racing on the track. The 91, Claudio Bardelli Jr., who lost a couple spots, is trying to get those spots back. We'll take a look at the 9X here. He had some great side-by-side racing here. '91, Claudio Bardelli Jr. trying to get back by. We're taking a look at the 90 of Todd Robillard on that right side screen. He is leading the field as the 77 in tow. We have got an absolute barn burner right here. Bardelli Jr. is in 5th. Give you an idea, 5th on back. This is great racing here. Bardelli Jr. has patiently got himself around these guys. Now sits in the 5th position. Vieta now all trying to get by as well. Dana Grover on the inside, so great battling there between the two of those guys as Archie Vieta makes that pass. Picks up this 6th position. Paul Brown in the 77. Oh, as the 90 car gets into the wall, Paul Brown slips through and gets that spot. Maybe Lucas Simfeter is going to get by as well. Paul Brown was able to get through as Todd Robillard made contact with the wall. Todd Robillard, watch that, man, that is a hard lick right there that he makes with the wall. Loses a couple positions, but we're starting to see guys coming down pit lane. So he had used those tires up, I think, but all they were worth, money's worth out of those tires, and now we're starting to see pit stops here. Paul Brown is the leader. Robillard on pit lane. Todd Robillard in the 90 on pit lane. After making contact with the wall, Lucas Simfeter now trying to get the race lead here. He is battling Paul Brown. He's indicating he's going to be coming down pit lane, I believe. With the 77 making a pit stop. Lucas Sinfiner in the 21, now the race lead. A lot of guys on pit lane here. About half the field right now on pit lane. Told you I thought this race would have a green flag field, and we're 25 laps in with no caution flags. 21 coming down pit lane here. Lucas Sinfiner in the 21 car. Oh! Tons of speed there for him. Waldo Spindle gets a penalty. Waldo Spindle is going to have to come back down pit lane. Got caught speeding. So speeding on pit lane's got to do a drive-through. Give Givaldo the copper. The speeding on pit lane for Givaldo. Greg Marazon, our leader, but coming down pit lane to X Machine. That's going to give the race lead back to Lucas Sinfiner. Blood is in second. Paul Brown is in the third position. Bardelli Jr. is fourth. ID car here has decided he wants to go back to the front. He's battling the 21 to get back to the race lead. Got that damage repaired and now back out. For second, Brown third, Bardelli Jr. is fourth. Sean Jacobs up to the fifth position. We'll take a look at Sean Jacobs here in the 24 car running in P5. Good run there for the 24 car, weaving his way through traffic in that first run. Now setting himself up here maybe to start challenging these race leaders. Take a look at John Stanley here running in the 14th position in this 12 car. And a little bit of a quiet night here for the 12. Not quite had the night that I think he's looking to have. Guys are spread out quite a bit on the track. He is running as the last car on the lead lap, 25 seconds down in the 14th position. Take a look at Christian Wilson here. He started, got out here early, got some laps in. Started in a top 10. Now finds himself in the 11th position at 30 car. Got 4.5 second gap between he and P10. That would be Tim Lansbury. Christian Wilson in the 30 here wanting to crack that top 10. He's got a little work to do. Had a long race here to go, 70 laps to go. A little bit of time to make things happen. Take a look at Dana Grover, and Tim Lansbury gets into the wall. Dana Grover to the inside. Lansbury in the 82 up on the outside line, and Lansbury had made contact with the wall, really flirting with that high line. Dana Grover in the 9 X Machine, now in P9. Tim Lansbury in 10th. Thiago Gomez, Arch Vieira here battling it out. This is for the 6th position. Gomez in 6th. Vieira is in the 7th position in the 4 car. Guys run a lot of laps together, probably on the radio together, running as, he's communicating, trading some information. Guys all hang out in the chat room over at NASCAR BR. Don't see Tiago in there right now, so he might not be part of the crowd today. But Tiago right now having a good night in the 7X machine, running in 6th position. Archivieta is in tow. A good battle here as a 77, Paul Brown in 3rd. As the 90 car had gotten around the 21, look at this 77 car. He's going to the high line. He's going to use this high line to try to get around this Ford, Flex Seal sponsored Ford of Lucas Simfer. Not able to pull that off as he really could not get the run, the bite that he needed to be able to pull off that pass. So 1, 2, 3 would be Robillard, Simfer, Brown. Bardelli Jr.'s 4th. Jacobs is 5th. These guys are all nose to tail pretty much. Starting to roll up on John Stanley, who's the last car on the lead lap. Our front crew coming around again here, the leaders. But that train there led by John Stanley, who's on the tail end of the lead lap. Archivieta and Thiago Gomez here getting after it. The 4 car said, hey, I've had enough following you right now. I'm going to go. Archivieta trying to now maybe use some fresher tires, take care of those tires, use some fresher tires here to make some moves. He is running into 6th position. He's got a little work to do, about 10-second gap between he and the leaders. 10.5 seconds, but the 4 car in his Camaro usually finds its way to the front by the end of the night. Chris Hughes and Jesus Iglesias. I haven't talked too much about Jesus here in that 22 Orange Crush sponsor machine. The 7 of Chris Hughes. Still looking for a sponsorship. Well, he's got one on the front of that car. What is it? It's Jesus Iglesias in the 2X trying to get behind him again. But he doesn't want me to look at that sponsorship. He says, look at this Orange Crush sponsor machine. Watch me get this spot back. Jesus Barbecue Iglesias. There's our Proton male. Okay. The NASA. Iglesias up under the wall. Iglesias gets up into the wall as the 7 car pulls away. Had enough of that. Iglesias got up in the wall here. Guys were racing side by side. This is kind of we were looking at sponsorship. Iglesias, comes off the turn, runs out of room, and makes hard contact with the outside wall there off turn 2. Robillard continuing to lead, but great battle there behind as Claudio Bardelli Jr. is starting to look a little racy. A great battle here, nose to tail. These guys may be starting to think about just putting themselves in a position for these long runs. And Sean Jacobs down to the inside line here. They're fanning out a little bit. Don Jacobs in that Camaro down to the inside. That Western Auto sponsor machine trying to battle the 91. Claudio Bardelli Jr. not able to pull off that pass. And again, we see that outside line really is the preferred line coming off the turn. One car has his car up to the outside line, looking out of the back of his machine. Simfer right now sitting in the 2nd position. Paul Brown just behind him in 3rd. Bardelli Jr. is 4th in the 91. Sean Jacobs starting to make some moves here as Bardelli Jr. way up the track. Sean Jacobs, does he have enough room to try to squeeze in? And I don't think he does. He's giving it a shot on that inside line. Oh, there's some shenanigans back there, man. These guys getting a little impatient with one another. And Todd Robillard, our leader, is having enough trouble trying to get around the John Stanley, who's the tail end of the lap. He wanting to hold on to that, but he says, I'm going to give you that spot, man, but he's going to make him earn it, that's for sure. Man, I'll tell you what, that got a little crazy. Bardelli Jr., Sean Jacobs got together. Take a look here. As Bardelli Jr. is up on the high side, Sean Jacobs in the 24 down on the inside. And it's going to get serious in a hurry. Right here, Bardelli Jr. trying to thread the needle. Gets up the track right there and gets into that 77. I'm not sure. I didn't see any white paint on the side of that car, but that was tight. Lacey is indicating he's going to be coming down pit lane here in this 22 car. 22, Jesus Iglesias is going to make a pit stop here on lap 45. First of the crew to come down pit lane. Robillard now beside the 12 car of John Stanley. That's a 90, trying to get by that 12 and not able to do it. I say that outside line is good. Place to be, man. You hold on to that outside line, it's going to be hard to pass. Look at this, man. These guys just absolutely beating and banging around on each other. The 91, now the 24. Popping a little paint. Take a look at this. This is just a minute ago. The 91 and the 24 getting together here nearly. Looks like 24 taking that spot, but I think it got a little crazy after that. Robillard indicating he's going to be making a pit stop this time by, so letting the field know, hey, it's time for me to come down pit lane. Now you might start seeing a few of these guys do some strategies here. So 24 indicating he's going to be coming down pit lane too. So Lucas Simpfer out to the race lead. It's Todd Robillard making a pit stop. Simpfer going to try to get around this 12 car. Robillard on pit lane here on lap 48. The one Flex Seal sponsored machine able to pull off that pass. Lucas Simpfer, the leader, as you see Todd Robillard finishing up his pit stop. Waldo Spindle indicating he's going to be coming down pit lane here in the 68 car. Here on lap 49. Across the start-finish line, we'll be on lap 50, so 68 halfway here, making a pit stop. That is a slow pit entry right there, my heavens. Being very cautious. He already got caught speeding, I believe. Jesus Iglesias down on the bottom side. There's our race leader, Lucas Simpfer, on the high side. Aiden Grover now up to 13th position, now to 12th position. 9X making a pass, now finds himself in the 12th position as Lansbury falling back to 13. Now Lucas Simpfer is coming down pit lane. I believe I saw Lucas Simpfer peeling off the track to come down pit lane. So I see John Stanley also making a pit stop. Lucas Simpler taking a long time here on pit lane, here on lap 52, 21 car. Getting a little bit off sequence. The rest of these guys now finishing up that pit stop, coming back out on track. Still shown in first. Now Todd Robillard gets by. A little bit more of an extended pit stop, it seemed like, out of that 21 car here. We'll see how that works out. Too many laps separate the two of those guys, that our race leader Todd Robillard and the 21 of Lucas Simpler. Simpler now coming back out in the 6th position. Not a good pit stop there for Lucas Simpler. Bardelli Jr. is running in 5th in the 91 car. Running behind Archie Vieta and Sean Jacobs. Nose to tail, those three guys. They're running in 3rd, 4th, and 5th, respectively. Paul Brown kind of out there by himself right now, running in P2. Todd Robillard is the leader. Richie Wilson here in a 30 car, running in the, where's he at? He's in the 9th position, cracking that top 10. Not for a couple weeks. Haven't seen Christian for a while, and kind of wondered about him. I saw him in practice. He was in here early too. Some practice laps in. It's showing right now with a good top 10 run for Christian Wilson in the 30. Getting that Ford into the top 10. Preston Hassel wasn't feeling all too well here tonight, but battling it out. Running in the 8th position, Thiago Gomez just ahead in that 7X car, running in the 7th spot. 27. Gonna maybe crack into that top 5 before the night's over. A lot of laps here to go. More green flag pit stops in the books, I'm sure. Or on the schedule, I should say. Thiago in the 7X car here, running in P7 at Toyota. Having a little bit of a charge there from the 27. A lot of 7s in that. 7X, 7th place, 27. Getting ready to start lap 57. Robillard now rolling up on the 82 of Tim Lansbury. Lansbury is shown in the 15th position. Lansbury is a lap down. Jacobs here running in the 3rd position as Archivetta just behind. Guys starting to catch up to some lap traffic. 24 in P3. See that lap traffic just ahead. Gilmar Peixoto in the 8X machine. Gilmar right now shown 5 laps down, I believe. It's 8X, so not quite the night that Gilmar wanted to see. Nonetheless, keeps plugging away. One of those guys is out here each and every week. John Jacobs catching up to Gilmar Peixoto. Paul Brown up there in the 2nd position just ahead as you see Sean Jacobs in the 24. But he clears this 8X machine on the way out, and it looks like he does. So the 8X not fighting too hard. Not on the lead lap, so going to let these guys go. Archivetta now the next in line here to try to get around Gilmar. Archivetta going down to the bottom side. Oh, Gilmar gets up into the wall. Archivetta drifting up. Leave the door open there for Claudio Bardelli Jr. Jr. running in the 5th position. That might be a little bit stronger car than the Ford right now, but the Ford just seems to be running that just that right line where the 91 can't get by. Marazon, something's happened to him. He's one lap down, so he might have had a pretty bad pit stop here in this 2X machine. Not gotten any word, what's going on with the 2X, but definitely off the pace here, and he is one lap down, running in P14. We've got caution-free race here so far, 62 laps in, and 12 cars on the lead lap. Tonight, Todd Robillard is the leader. Our top 5. As you see the interval there on the bottom right. Todd got a 1.2 second lead over the 77. 2.228 right now. Christian Wilson has made a pit stop, giving up some spots, now coming back out on track, running in the 14th position. Christian Wilson now giving up quite a few positions to make a pit stop here, a little bit off sequence. Those Team Luca members, 30 car in P14 right now. Sean Jacobs, Paul Brown. Look at that. Sean Jacobs down to the inside. Paul Brown to the 77, indicating maybe this car is not to his liking over the long run, but he's battling the 24 pretty hard here. Good side-by-side battle here for the second position. 24 Western Auto sponsored Camaro, battling that Outlaw Racing Fuel sponsored number 77 Camaro for the second position. It looks like Jacobs is going to pick that spot up. Now Paul Brown drops back to third. Bardelli Jr. in this mix, though. We got a good tight battle here, and as long as these guys start, getting racy, that's going to help out our leader, Todd Robillard. 27, Preston Hassel, have been working on that 7X for a while. Now down to the inside, battling Thiago Gomez. This is for the 7th position. 27, AMD Rising sponsored Mustang. Preston Hassel gets by. Picking up the 7th position. Gomez now back to 8th. Robillard, his lead has diminished somewhat. It's about 0.2 less than what it was. So Sean Jacobs on the move. 0.7 of a second separate P1, P2. Givaldo Spindola ahead. Robillard wanting to get by. You see Givaldo up on the high line. Givaldo wanting to use this low line. There's a little communication there. Givaldo said, hey, go ahead and go on by, and he does. So good communication, good race savvy there out of Givaldo. Lansbury in the 82 making some moves here as he's now back up to the 14th position. Jesus Iglesias finishing up his pit stop, coming back out on track in that number 22 Orange Crest sponsored Camaro. Rejoins the racing surface, running in the 15th position, 2 laps down. Sean Jacobs trying to battle by Givaldo Spindola. Paul Brown also in this mix. Claudio Bardelli Jr. here as well. Lucas Siffer here battling for position with Artivero, who makes a little bit of contact with the wall there. 4 car was in the walls. The 21 gets by that Flex Skill sponsored Mustang. Artivero, NASCAR sponsored Camaro, now falls back to the 6th position. Lucas Siffer out now up to 5th. Christian Wilson, Craig Marazon here battling it out. Christian Wilson to the 30 down to the inside line is a 2X. Craig Marazon up on the outside line, falls back to the 13th position. Flex Seal sponsor number 21. In fifth, looking to maybe try to get a hold of Claudio Bardelli Jr. is running in the fourth position. So Sinfer on the move right now. Closing in on these guys. Got a little bit of better long run car. He's also in a situation where he's a different pit strategy. As we see the 90 Todd Robillard now coming back down pit lane. He might be the first of these guys to make pit stops, giving up the race lead. Robillard making a pit stop as we take a look at Lucas Sinfer here in the 21 car, running in the fourth position. On up to Claudio Bardelli Jr. Now battling at him. Paul Brown is the leader in the 77 car. 73 laps in. On picking up spots here as I think Dana Grover exiting the pits here, this 9X machine. Arizon has gotten by, taken over the 11th position. Grover right now shown in 12th after making a pit stop. Look at Jesus Iglesias running in the 13th position on fresher tires. The issue here with the race leaders is the 22 car. Wants to get around the race leader, get back on the lead lap, or at least get back on that lead lap. He's got a little work to do, though. The race leader, Paul Brown, and Claudio Bardelli Jr., Lucas Sinfer, does he's one of his laps back. Iglesias was 2 laps down, now finds himself just 1 lap down. On fresher tires, gets around. Paul Brown here coming down off the track to make a pit stop here, race leader. Oh, no! Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Did you see that? The 77 car having a whole heck of a lot of trouble there, getting off the track, down on the pit lane. He might have gotten a speeding penalty. That got crazy right there. Take a look here as Paul Brown had hitted that car. Watch this, man. This thing absolutely gets cattywampus right here. He is wrecked. Oh, my heavens. Lucas Sinfer is now on pit lane. I'm not hearing anything about speeding, so he must have gotten lucky there, not got caught speeding, because that looked like he was speeding like crazy. So Lucas Sinfer shown as a race leader. Archie Vieta, I think, now will be the race leader once it shakes out here. We'll have to see, and he is. John Jacobs is in second. 90 and Todd Robillard in third. Robillard is hit it earlier than the rest of these guys, so he's got a little bit less fuel. As Archie Vieta leading the field here for the first time tonight. Robillard second, 24, Sean Jacobs in third. Got about 20 1 laps to go when we cross the start-finish line. We will start lap 80. They're side by side behind as the 24 wants that spot back from the 90 car. I have a feeling this 24 car has got something in mind. He has worked his way through traffic. And once he got there, he's kept himself there, and now says, hey, I want to get around here. Fuel save mode, that's for the birds, man. I want to get around Archibald and try to open up a gap here on these guys. But Archibald is not an easy car to pass. Ballard lets him in as now Sean Jacobs in the 2nd position. Chris Hughes now picking up the 11th position in the 7 cars. Jesus Iglesias on pit lane in the 22. Sean Jacobs in the 24 still giving that a shot. Craig Marizon in this mix here as he and Sean Jacobs and Archibald keep swapping spots back and forth side by side. These guys can't figure it out. As Craig Marizon's in the 2X machine. Sean Jacobs cleared the 4. Craig Marizon is in the 2X machine. He's running in the 13th position, 2 laps down. Running up here with the race leaders. That Preston Hassel, man, we said quietly getting that car up front. He's running in the 7th position, not quite up front, but he's getting there. Running in P7, closing in on a pretty good group of kids there out there on the track. Kitty Poos. Bardelli Jr., Paul Brown, Lucas Simpner. Preston Hassel and Tiago Gomez. Excuse me, that's Jesus Iglesias. Side by side, not for position. Get a battle with the Kitty Poos. 77 and the 91. You're battling it out. Good racing there as the 77 getting by that 91 car. Now Lucas Simpler going to try to get through. 91 holding on to that spot. Some of these guys have got the fuel to make it. Some of them don't. 24, I don't think he's worried about fuel saving. Been caution free though, so at this point I'm not expecting a caution flag. Across the start finish line, we'll have 15 to go. Martin Vieira said he's going to be coming down pit lane here, so Vieira peeling off the track to come down pit lane. Giving up a lot of spots here, so that's a good indication. Some of these guys are going to have to make pit stops. Maybe he realized, hey, you know, let me do it early. Let me do it early. He's got something up his sleeve, I think, that 4 car. That's a good indication that the rest of these guys are going to have to make pit stops. Dana Grover now up to 7th position. Chris Hughes is in 8th. We'll take a look at Dana Grover here in the 9X machine. Good top 10 run, running in P7. For the 2nd race out for Dana Grover. Look at the 91, Claudio Bardelli Jr. in the 77, just ahead of him. That's Paul Brown running in the 3rd position. Simpner is in 4th, so there's 3, 4, and 5. Simpner's in the 5th position. 4, 5 right there. Sean Jacobs is the leader. Craig Marizon down on the inside. He wants to get by. Sean Jacobs says, hey, I want that little buffer there. I want a lap car buffer between me and B2. That's Todd Robillard. Nick Berzon doesn't want to be a lap car buffer. He wants to get around, get one of those laps back. He is 2 laps down. Sean Jacobs in the 24, indicating he's going to be coming down pit lane next time by. So, again, a good indication here. The way this fuel mileage situation is working out, that some of these guys are maybe trying to pit a little bit early, get ahead of the game. Vieira has done that. I still am, for the most part, a late pit stop person. By the Todd Robillard goes by, Sean Jacobs peeling off the track to come down pit lane. Sean Jacobs on pit lane in the 24 car, making his final pit stop of the night. Assuming we stay green, I think even if we go caution, he's not going to come. He's not going to come back. He's not going to come back down pit lane. Fuel mileage situation is very, very close. Very close. I mean, these guys are going to be whisker thin on fuel. Some of them may not have enough fuel. Maybe some some fuel save strategies going on. 91, Claudio Bardelli Jr. You see the 21 of Lucas Simpler up on the high side. Bardelli Jr. going down to the inside, getting around Paul Brown, who I think is in fuel save mode. The 77 car. Taking that short weight around the track, do everything I can do to try to hold on. Oh, man! That got tied there, the 91 and the 77. As the 77 going back to the front, he says, screw that fuel save strategy, I want to go. Different than the 21 car, he's trying to get by Claudio Bardelli Jr., so good battle there between the 21 and the 91. Late race strategy going on. 21 cannot pull off that pass. The 91 trying to close the door there on him. The 21 now pushing it on the outside line. He's got a good run. Going to clear that 91 car. He cannot. Look at that, man. That is a great battle. Rewind here as we're closing out the laps. Guys trying to figure it out. Preston Hassel has the penalty coming down pit lane. Preston Hassel has gotten caught speeding. If Preston Hassel gets caught, he's going to have to come back down pit lane. He's got a penalty. And the policeman is out. He's gotcha. Look at this, man. Now we got a battle for the race lead. These guys have caught up to the 90, and this is a crazy battle here. As a 7 car, wondering what he's seeing. These guys are 3 wide behind the 90. Look at this absolute mess here with on lap 97. The 7 gets out of the way. These guys are all battling for the race lead. This is a battle for the race lead. What we got? 5 cars here battling for the race lead. It's a 90 car. The inside, he might be running out of fuel. Bardelli Jr. getting by. 24 getting by. Oh my gosh. 90 is going to be coming down pit lane. The Robillard has to make a penalty, or has to make a pit stop. There's a penalty on Hughes. He's got a penalty now. My heavens, man. Bardelli Jr., the leader. Now Vienna getting by. Vienna's made a pit stop here. Robillard serving that penalty. Or excuse me, getting that fuel. Sorry about that. Got penalties and fuel and everything else spilling out here. As Bardelli Jr. in the 91 car. He is the championship leader. Does he have enough fuel to make it to the end? Paul Brown in second. Lucas Simpfer is in third. Sean Jacobs fourth. Jacobs has gotten off the pace. The 91 car. Now Paul Brown out of gas. Paul Brown is out of fuel. The 77 car out of fuel now. Oh, my heavens, man. Does the 91 have enough fuel to make it to the end? Claudio Bardelli Jr. somehow has gotten this car back up front and may just have enough fuel to be able to bring this thing home in victory lane. Lucas Simpfer now in second. Brown back to third. Jacobs fourth. And the 91 of Claudio Bardelli Jr. gets the race win. This guy is legit. The Bardelli Jr. not only wins the race, but wins the championship. So Claudio Bardelli Jr. came in tonight, the points leader, and wins the championship. That is a great, great deal there for Claudio Bardelli Jr. What an exciting race. How about that? Claudio Bardelli Jr. in the 91 car. That was an exciting, exciting race. So Bardelli Jr. does a great job of getting the win and the championship here tonight. How about that, huh? That was a fun race to watch, and it came down to fuel mileage. It's caution-free. And these guys did a great job. Really did. It made it a very interesting race here tonight. So congratulations to Claudio Bardelli Jr. here. Let's take a look at the results here tonight. What a great race, man. Claudio Bardelli Jr. gets the win. Lucas Simpfer, late race pass there on Paul Brown, who was low on fuel. It's the second position. Paul Brown third. Sean Jacobs finished in the fourth position. Artie Vieira finishes in fifth. That five-way battle right there was something to be, really, really see. Hopefully I'll get to watch that, huh? Thiago Gomez finishes in the sixth position. Christian Wilson seventh. Todd Robillard, that late race stop there to get some fuel cost him. Now finishes in the eighth position. John Stanley battling for a ninth place finish. Dana Grover finishes in 10th. Finishing in the 11th position is Jesus Iglesias. Tim Lansbury finishes 12th. Chris Hughes finishes in the 13th position. Craig Marizan 14th. Preston Hassel 15th. Givaldo Spindola 15th. And Gilmar Peixoto finishes in the 17th position. So Spindle actually finished 16th. I don't know what they had there, the DNF situation. What an incredible race there, Claudio Bardelli Jr. He gets the race win. And guess what? Not only that, but more importantly for Claudio Bardelli Jr., he was able to win the championship. Claudio Bardelli Jr., the champion this season, with the race win, going out in style. Parabéns, Claudio Bardelli Jr., the championship and the race win.
Thank you, obrigado, Heath.
That was a fuel mileage race, Claudio. What was your strategy there? How did you save fuel?
I try in the beginning of the race and to follow the leaders. And in middle of the race, basically, I try to save fuel. But Paul and Luca is 2 laps save fuel on me. I try to follow the draft, and then the final, I had luck. But Luca, I guess, it's win the race. I luck again.
Well, you may not have had the fastest car all night long, but you kept your car up front and had a great strategy there. Sometimes you have to be a little lucky too. But that had to be a lot of fun, racing around Paul Brown and Sean Jacobs and Artie Vieira, Lucas Simpner, and also Todd Robillard. You had a great battle with all of those guys. Talk about how fun that was for you.
Yes, HORL is very good races, and principal in the final, the championship. No cautions, guys respecting the line in the track. I have fun in HORL. I don't change the race in Friday here.
Well, hey, great job. Congratulations, Parabéns. You want to speak to your Brazilian fans and talk about your season and their support. They got a lot of them in here in the chat session congratulating you as well. Claudio, you want to go ahead and talk to your Brazilian fans here, and you got a lot that are in the chat session. You want to address those guys and supporting you and also racing alongside you here too.
Yes, galera aí do Brasil, mais uma vez aí, obrigado a galera da NBR, galera da Rush, a galera do Roda Presa, galera que corre comigo aqui, Givaldo, Arthur, o Jesus, Thiago, o Gilmar, né? Todo mundo, a gente corre junto aqui, agradecer mais uma vez, e é isso, tamo junto. Thank you, Rich. Again, I love the racing in HORL. I'm very happy in here in the Fridays. Thank you again.
Yeah, we're happy to have you. You're definitely one of our brothers here, Claudio, and thank you so much for coming out and racing in High Octane Racing League. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
All right, that's Claudio Bardelli Jr. Very, very tough season for him. Really a great performance each and every week, and got himself into victory lane and won the championship. I mean, really, you want to go out and win the race, but you also want to win that want to win that championship too. Joe Marchotto says, my Portuguese is getting better every day. Obrigado, Gilmar. You got to send me some tickets to Carnival. Send me some tickets, Jomar, in the chat session there. Hey, my Portuguese is getting better every day. That's funny. I wish it was as good enough to have a full-on conversation, but I can say a few words there. But Gilmar in the chat session. These guys partying on the streets of Brazil tonight, as Todd is mentioning. Gilmar in here, and also Givaldo, and he's always in here as well. Jack Trewick, hopefully I'm pronouncing that name correctly, in here as well. And then Claudio showing up in the chat session as well. So good to see those folks participating in the chat. Gilmar giving me a hard time about my lack of being able to speak Portuguese. I mean, I can't believe it. I thought Gilmar was one of my friends. Well, hey, thanks so much for coming out. I appreciate you guys coming out and racing and also joining in the chat session. Don't forget, man, we got some great racing headed your way this weekend. Richmond International tomorrow at 2 p.m. in the Saturday Showdown Series, race number 6. And this is going to be an interesting one, man. One of the short tracks on the schedule. And this is a tough track. And really, the 2018 X mod, I think, is a little bit easier to drive out on this track than some of the other mods that I've been in. The Richmond is a fun track, man. A little short, 3/4 mile D-shaped oval. And 200 laps. It's going to be a great one. It'll be live right here on TurnLeftTV. That's the Saturday Showdown Series coming up tomorrow on TurnLeftTV. And don't forget, you want to beat up on me? Hey, Gilmar, come on out, man. Come on out, Gilmar. We'll be at Chicagoland tomorrow. I'm going to get out of the broadcast booth, and you can give me a good Brazilian whooping. 120 laps there, race number 8 in the Saturday Night Thunder. Call this Beat the Broadcaster night. It's when I get out of the broadcast booth, get in the driver's seat, throw on the helmet, and mix it up with the best. So hopefully you can come out and join us. Racing starts at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We actually moved this up an hour so some of our Brazilian buddies could come out here and join us on the track. They do, so it makes it a very fun series. We definitely want to see some more folks coming out for this. Don't forget, tonight's race has been brought to you by EliteHostingUSA.com. If you're interested in an rFactor 2 server, like a rock-solid server that we use tonight for tonight's race, or a WordPress hosting website, online store hosting, you can give EliteHostingUSA.com a look. No matter where you are in the world, EliteHostingUSA.com can actually hook you up with a server, rFactor 2, in your local area. Let's say thank you so much for coming in. Congratulations to Claudio Bardelli Jr. Parabéns, my friend. Congratulations, Claudio, on a well-deserved championship. Really did a great job. And, man, what a dominating performance this season. He really was. He had, take a look at the stats there. He had 2 wins out of, he actually missed a race, but had 2 wins, 8 top 5s, 8 top 10s. And, wow, won by 21 points. Tim Lansbury finished 2nd, Preston Hassel 3rd, Paul Brown 4th, and Sean Jacobs rounding out the top 5 in points after tonight's race. So congratulations to those folks on a well-deserved championship there, Claudio Bardelli Jr. What about Tim Lansbury, man? He just quietly snuck his way up into that 2nd position, too. So good run there for Tim, and congratulations to him. But, hey, thanks so much for coming in here and joining me on TurnLeftTV. I really appreciate it. We got some great racing headed your way this weekend, and you don't want to miss it. It'll be live right here on TurnLeftTV. So come on out and join us. You know what that means, boys and girls. I'm going to go join my friends in the broadcast booth. We're out of the broadcast booth. Talk to you later, boys and girls. Thanks to all the chatters. Thanks to Gilmar, Pedro, Claudio. Congratulations, Todd, Givaldo, and Jack. I'm out of here.